Hello and welcome to Create the Flow. I'm Monica Freeman, host and founder of Monica Freeman Studios and Unewell. I am here to guide you in aligning with your soul's purpose, trusting your inner voice, and building a life that you truly love. You were born with a purpose, and your intuition already knows the way. I was talking with a friend the other day who was sharing with me that she is not putting negative energy into anything that she's doing. Not only does she not want to attract it, but she doesn't want to reflect it. And I love that. I spent the last 3 years doing that. The very first part of my healing journey was observing the negative thoughts that we consume, but also the negative thoughts that we are having with ourselves every single day. And when I understood just how much negativity is happening internally, it was not easy to stop the process of talking negatively to yourself, looking in the mirror and criticizing yourself, feeling bad about yourself, not really trusting your body to guide you, having fear in all the decisions that you're making, operating from just this nasty low frequency. And when I realized that she was also putting high vibe energy into everything she was doing, I realized this is something that we need to create. We really need to learn how to retrain our mind to be able to attract the things that we want. So many times people think manifestation is just this tool where you can think positively all day and all of a sudden the 3D becomes the 5D and something just like manifest right in material form. And while I'm assuming that can happen for some people because it has, the larger scale of manifestation is really healing that nervous system to be aligned with your soul so that you're operating at a high frequency. But in order to do that, you have to have positive self-talk. You have to really regulate those thoughts. The things that you're consuming, you really have to dial down the noise. This means dialing down the noise on social media, the conversations you're having with friends, the conversations you're having with yourself. If you really took inventory of how many times a day you say something negative, and I'll just give you an example. If someone says, "How's your day?" and you're like, it could be better, or it's not that good, or what are you doing this weekend? Nothing. I don't have any money, or how do you feel today? Or you're in the mirror getting ready for work and you're looking at yourself, or somebody compliments you and you say, I don't think so. Like, think about all the times that you are literally living in low frequency. That is an energetic repel. When you are in that frequency, your body is not going to attract because it's going to magnetize the same energy. So you're going to stay at that frequency. You're going to keep having those low vibe conversations. You're going to keep attracting that same crappy day. You're going to keep feeling the same way because you are putting out that energy. Like attracts like, the law of attraction. So I think when you start to recognize how to really heal the negative thoughts, and the only way to do that is by acknowledging them the second that they enter. So the second you have a negative thought, the second you look at yourself in the mirror and you criticize yourself, stop, Control Alt Delete, or reframe that. I look beautiful today. Today's going to be a great day. I have a tendency whenever I'm driving to work to say beautiful things to myself, like today's going to be the best day ever. There's not going to be any traffic. Parking's going to be so easy. I start speaking these things into existence, and they always happen because I feel like they're going to happen. I'm not even doubting it. There's no energetics of doubt in my mind. I just know it's going to happen. It's all going to work out. And that is sort of the reframe that you have to have. It is sort of delusional, but it isn't, because you control your reality. We literally control our destiny. So if you want to manifest your husband or your wife, or you want to manifest your career or more money or a new home or new clothes or travel or losing weight, whatever it is, a baby, you have to put the energetics behind that. You have to start becoming the person who has that. If you wake up every single day and you meditate and you raise that energy and you work out and you eat right, naturally you're going to lose weight and you're going to feel good about yourself and be positive every day. If you show up early to work, you go the extra mile, you're constantly showing up and doing the right thing, naturally you're going to be rewarded. We get what we give. It's just like that expression, you get what you pay for. It's the same energetically. You get what you pay for. If you are literally putting out low frequency, you're attracting that back. But the only way that we can actually put out high frequency is if we start reframing our thoughts, reframing the conversations that we're having. We switch the conversation. Anytime somebody's saying something negative to me, I immediately check out of the conversation or I turn it around to something positive because I don't want to hold the attention or the energy of that. And when you start to realize that what you say is a magnet, you realize that when you're speaking negatively about someone, you're wishing ill on them. You're putting harm in their world. And living a faithful life, a God life, an energetically aligned life, a soul life, you're not spreading negativity. We are all one. We're interconnected, right? So we want to spread love. We want to attract that back to us. It's the most beautiful feeling to vibrate at the level of peace. And I really challenge you to take the time today to listen to the conversations that you're having and start counting how many times negative things come out of your mouth and start thinking about all that's not right in your life and do the math. And you will see how things add up. If you spend all day complaining about your house, it's not good enough, nothing's ever good enough. That house is going to have a shelf life. It may not be today, but something's going to happen. The neighbor next door is going to be a reason why you want to move out, or the landlord's going to sell your house, or something's going to break and you're going to be forced to sell, or you're going to lose your job. No, I don't wish any of this upon you. But what I'm saying is like attracts like. So when we speak negativity, we attract it. And it doesn't always happen right away. Sometimes it's karmic. So you really have to be mindful of your mouth, mindful of your tongue. There was this expression I had seen several times posted on social media years back that said something to the effect of, how delicate we would speak if our tongues were made of glass. And I really loved that because when something is extremely fragile, you're delicate with it. You hold it with extreme care. And I think that's how we need to look at our body as this human flesh, because this human flesh encompasses the soul. It houses the soul. It protects the soul. And I think the more delicate we are, the more we actually teach ourselves to act like we're fragile, like we are breakable, the more we start loving ourselves, the more we start complimenting ourselves, the more we start taking better care of ourselves. We eat right, we work out right. We really help the vitality, the longevity of this case that we have that's covering and protecting our soul. And that is when we start to vibrate at that highest frequency and we attract it back to us. It's a beautiful way to live your life when you start making small changes every day that feel good to your body, because all of a sudden, not only do things just start to work out and they do manifest on a quantum level, I also find that it's just more peaceful. There's less chaos in your day. There's just so much joy that comes from speaking and radiating that high vibe frequency. So I always challenge you guys on these podcasts and YouTube videos to really tap into that highest self and into the power that lives within you. And today, the challenge is to count how often you speak negatively. Don't punish yourself. We're all doing it. It's like statistically proven that most of our thoughts are negative. So if you have mostly negative thoughts, what better time than the present to start rewriting those? Just start with one thought a day. If you say, this doesn't look good, change that narrative. I don't like the way I feel today, change that narrative. Just change the thoughts that you're having, and slowly you will see a different reality. I love you so much. I hope this inspired you to really own your power and tap into that high vibe frequency. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. If you'd like more information, you can follow along on Instagram at Create the Flow Podcast, or find me personally at Monica Freeman. And if you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to leave a review and share it with a friend.